Jip, jip, ich lass mich heute Abend blicken. Ich komm gut geschmückt in den Laden geritten. Alle tanzen, die Damen sind echt entzückend. Ganzes Backblech voller Sahne.
Hey, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a loyal subscriber and friend, viewer person. I'm Kerry, the nosy housefrau, and this is Cinco de Vlogmas, the 5th day in the Vlogmas series. All housefrau all the time, right here on this channel. And I am loco for Christmas cocoa. So today we're going to slow it down a little bit, and we're going to talk a little more at length on a topic of discussion, and I might pick several ones about human nature. I'm thinking of discussing things like how to create a safe place for friends and introverts in particular, of which I'm not really one, although I have social anxiety. That's a story for another time, but I happen to be particularly good with shy people. We will talk about that. Today I want to talk about this business of being thirsty that people talk about, and what I'm getting out of my channel, why I started vlogging, and why I'm still here. And this is something that has been on my mind because of this other topic of being thirsty. I take that term to mean somebody who is exclusively ambitious. In other words, thirsty isn't just being ambitious about your channel. I'm sorry, that's the cocoa. Here comes Kaya. Thirsty is ambitious to the point where your friendships are fake. That's what I think is the distinguishing factor among those two things. So you're thirsty, which means that everything you do is about PR. Everybody, you're just friendly with everybody, you're just trying to get attention from bigger channels, etc. So I was wondering, I'm not afraid to ask myself the tough questions. How thirsty am I? Do I give a rat's behind? It's very easy for me to know what motivates me, and in my case, I want friends, and I gravitate towards people I think are fun and interesting. And to me, it doesn't matter if they have 10 million subscribers or 1 subscriber. Well, I am fascinated with people who have a lot of subscribers and sometimes how they live. That's very interesting to me. Who wouldn't like to take a walk in Teresa Romer's closet, right? So I'm fascinated with all of that, but I like who I like. And that's really the first thing that occurs to me. And there are people I reach out to, there are people I talk in DMs. Mostly I'd say, if I have an inner circle or close friends that I've been developing online, those people tend to be micro-influencers, smaller channels. I swear, vlogging in the evening creates so much stammering for me. It's been a busy but fun, productive day. Anyway, most of my friends seem to be smaller channels, or people who don't even vlog that I know through Twitter, who are considering vlogging or may never vlog. I know people of all types, but the people that I seem to talk to the most are fun people who, a lot of them, they just have real humility and keeps me grounded as well. 99% of the comments you get, for those of you who vlog, you know this, most of them are just really, really supportive. And I think that's where vlogging can become addictive, is when you just feel good about yourself. And that is something that has definitely been a side effect for me. I already have a sense of self, but to have people tell you exactly what you were hoping for, like when I watch your video, it makes me feel like I'm sitting down with a friend. That's what I look for in a vlog, and that's certainly something I hope to put out there when I vlog. Vlogging in and of itself is sort of a self-indulgent thing. It is a self-indulgent hobby. And so because I'm always the only person talking uninterrupted with an audience listening to me, which I consider very much a privilege, because of that, I try to remember that, you know, this isn't just about what I can get, it's about what I can give too. Vlogging really gives me a lot, for which I'm profoundly grateful, and things I hadn't really thought of. Some I knew because I did have a channel before. My previous channel was largely about theism and religion and atheism. And I may actually start that up again because I miss a lot of those friends. But that audience was largely male, predominantly male. And there was a lot of thinky people over there. This is mostly women. And so I feel, although I love that other channel as well, I've gotten a sisterhood from this channel that I didn't have even in my real life with my sisters. Being the youngest of 10, there's kind of a divide between some of us. And there's like the first 5 and the last 5, and it's just not as close-knit as you'd hope. And so I kind of grew up being a very low-ranking monkey. And I sort of believe that you expect from the world what you got from your parents. What you taught you were when you were younger, that's exactly how you expect the world to treat you. And so it's very important to me to be somebody who treats others with kindness and creates a safe place for people without judgment. And so I'm just very touched that I have found that for myself as well. And with that, I'm going to have some cocoa before I start getting teary-eyed. Here's a tip. When you start to get misty and teary-eyed, as you will, especially in Perry, in mental pause, I just think of Friends episodes, and it stops me from crying every time. The one where Ross got a tan, the one, just start thinking of those episodes. It certainly brings me back down to earth without turning on the waterworks. It's a little trick I've had to master because I'm so emotional. And as an aside, that was something I really liked about living in Hollywood. I went to see the movie Seven Pounds, or what was it called? Crap, I can't remember the name now. It was with Will Smith. It was called 7 Pounds, and I swear, because I watched it in Hollywood and it was a very touching, sad movie, I was surrounded by actors because it was a SAG event, which I got to go to through my son's work. So if you want to go see a movie and you're afraid of crying, like I remember years back, I was watching E.T. and boom, house lights, and I'm still, well, he went home. I'm not crying. So it gets a little embarrassing to cry in public. Not for actors. At 7 Pounds, they cried 7 buckets of tears apiece. They were so, there was a man right next to me unabashedly weeping. I was like, why are all these people so emotional? Because they're actors. Their emotions are right at the surface. I was like starting to sniffle and like trying to hold it back. People all around me sobbing. That was the normal one. But anyway, that was just a little side note. Really what I wanted to say is that I'm not too hard on people who are what you call thirsty, because I think it's kind of hard to gauge other people's ambition on YouTube. Everybody is trying to be successful at what they do. Even not really caring and having my channel do double what I ever expected for it, I still find myself doing things that are lining myself up for success. You know, kind of like we get into the consumerism, like I'm going to buy that palette, but I also get a little bit sometimes wrapped up in, well, I should do this, I should make better thumbnails, I should do that. Unless it's about quality for your viewers, I really shouldn't be thinking about that, because like I said, I already got everything out of this that I wanted to and more. So I don't want to put pressure on myself. It doesn't matter if I don't get another subscriber. I certainly wouldn't want to lose a bunch, but that could happen too. And I'm just so happy. I remember just being happy with 200. And I remember thinking, this is, for me, this is really more than I could ask. And just to have a few people take time out of their day to listen to me or tell me I make them laugh, this is a large part of why I do this. I wanted to feel that validation and warmth, but also to give somebody something. Like somebody said to me the other day in the comments, yesterday I think, that when I'm having even when I'm having a bad day, you make me laugh. That's the nicest thing you can say, besides you're a good mom. That's just one of the nicest things you can say to me, is that I made you laugh, because I know I'm a little quirky and out there, and so if you get my humor and we've shared something, laughing with people is a really wonderful thing. One time, was another little side story that I just thought of. I was working in a hotel, and this woman called me to the room because there was something wrong with the bedspread. And I came in, it was a very nice chain, and we're looking over the bed, and she goes, my husband's asleep over there, it's okay. And he was older than her, and he was, sounds like, she said, you could bring a marching band through here. I'm like, oh, okay. So she goes, what is this? And the bed, the quilt had been washed, but bunched up. Oh, there's a freaking fly driving me crazy, I'm sorry. But the quilt had bunched up. And I said, what is it? And she looked at me and she said, I don't know. And we both started laughing so hard, like the church giggles. We laughed so hard we were in tears, and I barely knew her. And that has remained with me as a really magical moment. And maybe that's because I'm lonely in a lot of ways, and I don't feel like I get a lot of that human connection. Even though my family loves me, I love them. It's often a very traditional thing where we go through the day without really having that newness or that connection, and we can't just be islands unto each other. So it's really nice to have outside support, outside connections with people. And so that to me was a really great moment. And I thought anytime you can laugh heartily with a stranger, you've made a wonderful connection. And we just both left feeling very uplifted just over that laugh. And she just said she would keep that white quilt comforter that was all bunched up because it didn't matter, it was clean and there was a sheet under it, but she just wanted me to know that she hadn't done that. And honestly, I hadn't seen one like that before since I don't know what that comforter had gone through. I did offer to get her another one and she didn't want me to, but just the fact that we were laughing so hard, her laugh made me laugh. And I was really afraid of waking her husband, and I believe her that he was sleeping through the whole thing. So I just wanted to point that out, that is just such a great thing. And I want my channel to be more like that than about rants. I really want it to be a place where we can laugh, we can share observations, and maybe I can add something to a conversation from a perspective that I hadn't seen somebody else do, or just put it in my own words that my viewers want to hear. I think that that's largely what I could get out of this. So because of that, because it's so easy to get caught into trying to be as successful with your channel as you can be and just naturally growing your channel, I think that I'm a little more understanding of this term thirsty. It's hard to gauge, like I said, how much somebody is about ambition and how much would they just give it all up for something else that was more meaningful. I think that people who are like that reminds me of when I was in Hollywood and somebody said, oh, look at that so-and-so, she's always trying to kiss up to, you know, casting directors and doing this and doing that. And I got to a place where, although that wasn't me, I thought, you know, they just want it. They just want the brass ring like everybody else. They just want to achieve this goal or this level of success that they think will make them happy. It doesn't mean that they don't think anything of other people. It just means sometimes people want something so much that they get blinders on and that they don't realize that the way they're reaching for it is perhaps a little tacky. I think that's not so inhuman and not so difficult to understand. It's when somebody crosses that line of ethics where they will lie about people, you know, where they will do that. I think, you know, Thomas Halbert in his one video said everything you need to know about him when he said, I was in high school and I looked over and I said, I will do anything to sit at that pool table. People tell you a lot about themselves with things like that. You'll do anything to sit at that table. And I guess we all have a different version of what anything is. By anything you mean clutch, claw, lie, cheat, just disregard other people's feelings if it means that much to you to sit at the cool table, which in reality, ironically, doesn't even exist. Make your own cool table, people. Thank you so much for watching this whole vlog. I appreciate you listening to my ramblings and my loco with Coco. And I will, of course, be back tomorrow with more Vlogmas. Vlogmas de 6.